Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a lot of pretty interesting price changes happening in Hypixel Skyblock, and on top of that, a new update has come out which will make Iron Man players pretty happy. My name's Derailious, welcome back to Skyblock News, but before we launch into it, I have something pretty important to say. It has been a long time coming, but Code Rail is finally a thing, and you can just go to the Hypixel store, buy whatever you want, use Code Rail, and save 5% on pretty much any order. On top of this, I get a small percentage of whatever you end up buying, which is pretty awesome for my wallet and pretty terrible for your bank account. So make sure you use Code Rail today. Let's launch right into it, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, obviously this type of video is going to start at the Bazaar. For one reason, because this is where the items are, and for number two, it's because the auction house is down because Derpy is currently the mayor. But if we start off with something like, for instance, the booster cookie, you'll begin to notice the issue, and it's that the prices are a little bit higher than they used to be. They're going up as high as 5 million coins, which is kind of unreasonable, and we've seen a little bit of a dip during the daytime, which is obviously when a lot of people are online and a lot of people are making their Hypixel purchases, but you'd actually expect this price to fall during the holiday season, with a lot more people purchasing stuff on the network. However, this does not seem to be the case this time around, for one part because of inflation, and for the other part because even though a lot of people have been buying booster cookies, a lot more people have been checking out or coming back to Skyblock, meaning that a lot more people need them. I believe this supply and demand is kind of equal at this point, meaning that inflation is the primary driver of the price of booster cookies, and because of this, it's only going to get more expensive. Sorry for you newer players. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and this one I believe is completely absurd, is that the stock of stonks is 1.7 mil. Are you kidding me? If you want to insta-buy it, it's 1.8 mil. I'm going to lose my mind. This is absurd. I don't know why the price of these items has just consistently gone up forever. They have no actual value. People are just inflating the prices. It's hilarious to me. I don't own any anymore. I'm not a stock of stonk believer. I'm not like some sort of, primary source investor in this sort of stuff. I used to be, back when they were 500k, and no, I'm not just a little bitter that the price went up a lot. I think this is a little nuts. I wouldn't be that surprised if it fell or crashed in some sort of crazy event like in a few weeks, or it could just go to 10 mil. For all I know, that's probably where it's heading. Looking at some other prices that are pretty interesting, I've noticed that gifts have kind of completely collapsed a little bit. At the very least, in terms of white gifts, you can see that if I look at the graph, yeah, it's been a pretty fast decline over the last 7 days. This is obviously due to things like the Advent Calendar and the Jerry's Workshop being opened, which I'll further talk about in a little bit, because the price of gifts is probably going to decrease a little bit more over that time. Red gifts have made a little bit of a rebound over the last 7 days. This might just be because Derpy's around and therefore you get 50% more skill XP. This might just be some sort of rebound because people are buying up more because the Advent Calendar will be ending soon. But hey, I think this is pretty interesting. And also with the green gifts, we've kind of seen the same sort of decrease that we've seen with the white gifts. So it seems like it's just red gifts that are rebounding. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. The last thing I want to talk about is Essence. Dragon Essence has been falling pretty consistently. Over the last 24 hours, it's actually gone up a little bit, but over the last 7 days, we've seen things kind of fall a little bit there. And Crimson Essence is fairly cheap, although it has gotten a little bit more expensive over the last 24 hours. It's at 2,300, which is, pretty fair. Oh yeah, one more thing related to market stuff. I just wanted to talk about this because it was funny. RIP to everyone who decided to become an investor for Catalysts. The price is dead. I mean, look at this thing. It has been falling over the last 31 days. As you can see, from 8 days ago, it went from 105k, and now it's down to about 81k per, but the buy orders are at 78k. Don't invest in this if you don't know what you're doing. Don't try to be like everyone else and try to invest in something thinking you're going to make money. There are people who have done the math more than you. There are people who have waited longer than you. They know what they're doing. You probably have not invested that much time and effort into doing so, and you're unlikely to make a lot of money. Same issue here with Hyper Catalyst. So many people bought up so many of these things because they believed that during Derpy they would be bought out and that would be it, and the price would shoot to like 120 or 130k. Has not happened. It's actually fallen further. It's very ironic. It's very sad for these people who actually believe that they would make a crazy amount of money and are probably out millions, If you're one of these people, comment down below. We need to know who to laugh at in the comment section. That is obviously a joke. I would never condone laughing at my own subscribers unless they do not use code RAIL. For the last part of the video here, I wanted to talk about what happened on December 14th. There was a winter follow-up patch, and there was a lot here that I thought was pretty important for average players to know about, and some pretty important stuff. I'm going to go over most of the important changes. I'm going to leave out some of the more minor ones. First thing, very important, glacial ice treasure mining is now per player. No one else can steal your stuff anymore in the glacial caves. If you were a mineral miner, first of all, I hate you. Second of all, you can't bully anyone else anymore. Wonderful stuff. Really glad to see it. Obviously, I'm joking. I was one of the mineral miners. Number 2, ice mining treasure rewards now count towards collections. Great stuff. I don't think anyone would be upset about this one. They fixed Frostwalker messing with the hot springs water and ice generation. Now, this one is one of the people I hate. Mostly because someone did this to me on stream. Why? Why would you do this? I'm very glad they fixed it. But why would a person do this to somebody else? You clearly have nothing but disdain for humanity. They fixed Block Zapper working on Frostwalker Ice. That's fine. They made the gifts drop North Stars outside of December, and they're keeping the North Star shop. They're actually removing, though, the accessories after the end of December. They're keeping those locked to December. This is great stuff. Obviously, the North Star shop is where you can buy things like the reindeer pet, and tier 12 ice minions, and tier 12 snow minions. Why would that go away after the event was over? So I'm really glad they're keeping that around, allowing people to occur these, North Stars over the year, and then they can use it in December to get these maxed out accessories, although I would make the argument that they're only going to be expensive until next year, because by then everyone will have so many North Stars that it won't even matter. It says here that Iron Man profiles can now trade gifts with co-op members. I feel like this one's a bit of a misnomer. From what I understand, people were saying that you could trade gifts with any Iron Man profile at all. I don't know if that's intended. It might not be, but that is apparently how it works. They actually made the Nutcracker armor recipe a little bit more expensive. It's 3 times more expensive, and they made it require fishing 28 instead of fishing 30, and they made some changes to the reindeer pet. They increased the cost. They added a base to the max fishing speed base stat. They made the infused perk only scale to 75. They added 10 sea creature chance, which we already saw. And they made the snow power perk scale 0.05% chance per level, still capping at 5% at max level. Basically, they made it so it scales instead of just being maxed out the moment you get it. Good stuff. I think this is a really substantial update. It's going to help out this island a lot. And frankly, I don't think the island needs any more changes. I'm really impressed with what they did in such a short amount of time with the Jerry Island. They said that they were thinking about doing an update. It seems like production started around then, and they got a lot of work done really, really quickly. It looks amazing. It plays amazing. Love the Ice Essence shop. Great job, admins. Obviously, the Jerry event is going to cause some changes to prices, but things are just really wacky right now, and that's not even going over things like the scrolls for the Wither Swords, which, oh my god, they're just so expensive. I'm tempted to make a show out of this every once in a while, just going over price changes on the market. Feel like it'd be really fun to go over every once in a while, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing over winter break. I really do appreciate everyone who supported the channel so far. I really am just so excited for the future. Obviously, with Code Rail, I can now afford to do some, special projects here and there, expand the type of stuff I'm doing, and generally get more stuff out for you guys, which I'm just so excited to do. And once again, the admins are doing a great job. These updates have been coming out more frequently. They've had more stuff included in them. They've been worrying about patching after the fact. Brilliant job. I'm just really impressed. At the end of the day, though, my name is Derailious. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Make sure to use code RAIL in the Hypixel store for 5% off your order. And look to the future, fellas, because I will see you then.